Stories are culinary acts of defiance. My name is Osadumebi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Peace Amike, and it's titled Amala. Shegun's mother is a wild card. When it's just Shegun and I, my amala is perfect consistency. Smooth, no cocoa. But with Shegun's mother's presence today, I'm a nervous wreck, and my amala is nothing to write home about. Tons of cocoa, and on the verge of being almost liquid. I stir the pot helplessly in an attempt to salvage the disappointing amala. It stares at me like a deflated balloon. I stare back, defeated. Briefly, I toy with the idea of throwing the whole thing away and making a new batch. But this is already the third batch, and the amala flour is nearly finished. Besides, with Shegun's mother, the pinnacle of my womanhood resides entirely in my ability to conjure authentic, mouth-watering Yoruba dishes from my kitchen, since my London upbringing and inability to speak Yoruba somehow made me less of the traditional wife she expected her son to marry. I'm tempted to call for Shegun's assistance. He's the real Omo Yoruba and can turn cocoless amala in his sleep. But I remember what happened the last time I called for Shegun's help when his family came over, and I immediately decided it was unwise to go down that path again. I couldn't relieve that ordeal. The last time, I had called Shegun into the kitchen to help me set the table. He wasn't in the kitchen for up to a minute before his mother came stumping in, exclaiming at the sight of Shegun bringing out plates from the cabinet. "Do you want to turn my son into a woman?" She came dangerously close to where I stood. I gripped the ladle tightly, resisting the urge to smack the 5'5" woman at the back of her head. Shegun must have sensed my anger and hurried to his mother. He pulled her away from me. "Mommy, she has been working since she woke up. You know it's very exhausting to make all of this food and serve the guests. I just came to help a little bit. She's very tired." Shegun tried to soothe his mother. She clicked her tongue. "What is making her tired? It's not as if she has any children to take care of. Just simple cook and serve, she cannot handle it." "Mommy, stop it." Shegun snapped to his mother's surprise. She looked at him in disbelief. I looked at him in amusement, marveled at the sudden quiver of her lips, clearly thrown off that he matched her combats with equal volume and magnitude. She regained her composure too quickly for my liking, though. "So, you are now raising your voice at me, eh? Me, your mother." She pointed to herself. "Mommy, it's not like that. I'm sorry." He tried to hold her, but she pulled away. "You are raising your voice at me, your mother, because of her." She clapped her hands and pointed at me. "Ha!" "Don't be dramatic, Mommy." He rolled his eyes and returned to get the plates from the cabinet. His mother pulled him by his arm. "And what do you think you are doing?" "Helping, Mommy." She smacked his arm. "Don't test me, Shegun." And then she proceeds to pull him towards the door. "When she has carried a child in that empty stomach of hers, she can start calling you for help. For now, allow her to perform her wifely duties. Shubo?" She commanded as she pulled Shegun out of the kitchen. He glanced towards me and mouthed the word "sorry" on his way out. At the brink of tears, I heard footsteps approach the kitchen merely seconds after they left. I quickly sniffed back the tears. My sister-in-law, Sade, stood at the doorway, a glass of water in hand. Except for the swell of her protruding belly, her small frame was lost in her loose yellow kaftan. Don't mind her. You know how she gets. I did not do anything wrong. I steadied my voice. I only asked Segun to come and help me get the plates ready to set the dining table. We live in modern times, for Christ's sakes. In this day and age, why am I slaving in the kitchen for my husband and his relatives? Sade laughed with her entire body. And you think she lives in modern times? It is not funny at all, Sade. I know it's not funny. All the old woman cares about is having grandchildren. She just wants us to be popping babies left, right, and center. At least she doesn't give you a hard time. The last time we had Sunday lunch at yours, was it not Kiton running up and down in the kitchen and serving food? You even told her to stop showing up to your place unannounced, and she stopped. You just have to stand your ground, or else she will walk all over you. She's a very imposing woman. Of course, it's easy for you to stand your ground. You have given her 2 grandchildren already. Actually, 3. My eyes fell on her protruding belly. I don't have that kind of sure footing. And you know Segun is her first son. Don't speak like that. Your time will soon come. I know she means no contempt, but the phrase makes my skin crawl. I wish it would come faster. She nodded her head, unsure of what to say next. She looked around and busied herself with the task meant for Segun. That is what happened the last time. Today, I don't call for anyone to come to my rescue. Instead, I scoop the lumpy, almost liquid amala and place dollops into carefully laid out cling wraps. And then I arrange them neatly on a serving tray. Today, I am the wild card. Peace loves stories. From a young age, she has been fascinated by movies and books, basically anything that tells a story. Peace writes short stories for fun, and you can find some of her work on Medium at Ovis Writes Stuff. She works in finance at a tech company in Toronto, and when she's not working, she is reading a book or writing amateur scripts. You can connect with her on Instagram at ovis__. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell a friend that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.